with the introduction. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead. So, again, Karen Bass just took over the office and she's moving people where she can, when she can. Is it going to take away all the homelessness? Probably not, because Jesus says that would be one of the things that would be with us, the poor. So, again, I don't know what Bible they're reading. I guess the Bible, they figure the Bible's in the eyes of the beholder. And to a certain degree, that could be true, but you got to feed certain people. I thought Republicans realize there's only so much program you can take away, like based upon what Jesus said. Otherwise, you're causing that harm that would cause you to lose your salvation. Now, it's clear as day that's what he's saying. That you will lose your salvation because they go, oh, you can't lose your salvation. Only if you're gay. I mean, that's the way the Republicans are, like nuts. You can lose your salvation if you take away too much of the government programming. Oh, no, my constituents want that. It's not me. Blame it on them. Well, you probably want to get out of there if you don't feel comfortable keeping a certain level of programming going. Thank you, Larry. I did. When I got out of the government, per se. Yeah, once I woke up, I don't think I could have been that person. Same way Jesus couldn't have been it. And actually, they didn't like me because I gave gospel tracts to people that were in custody. Thank you, Larry. I was being too friendly by giving them gospel tracts. Well, everyone's didn't want me friendly, and now that I'm not friendly, they're like, well, we thought you aim you at somebody else. I am actually friendly to the people still. Not as much interaction. Health went downhill because they psychologically and spycraft calculated it because they've done it to other people. So that's the problem. I know you've done it to others because you've done it unto me. So with all the effort that they're doing, what they're doing in these spycraft efforts, and they're like the Weinstein people, but they explained it falsely. There was a lot they would do to their victims. They were just getting started doing the psychological workup to figure out how to affect Rose McGowan's mind downward. And they're everywhere. I mean, this is how the rich people, how they live their life and what makes them happy. They pay these criminal spycraft operators that are actually like cucking them. They're handing them a bunch of lies about the victims, and then they want to insulate themselves by saying, "Wow, they handed us the lies. Obviously, we didn't have anything to do with but no, you did. You're paying them." And again, it's in the scriptures where Jesus says, I'm going to give this person the same thing I'm giving you, even though, they're coming here late in the game and doing half as much work. But the reality is only God knows each person's work. Well, because if you're homeless, your spirit may have cared for the people so much that you took that on yourself. And of course, you want to get out of it, but you don't want somebody else to be put there in your place. Like if Satan said, I'll make that person homeless over there and give you a house. Let's make a deal. Because this is the way they are, man. Even when they have houses, they want another 10 houses and want you to be homeless. They'll will you homeless and curse you homeless for Satan just so they can have a house, another 10 houses. That's how sick they are. It's called money grubber. Again, heal your schools. Besides healing your schools, you need to mow the grass over here. Rose Hill Elementary, get cutting on that grass. I imagine they live in these apartment complexes, so you only cut it half as much as the other schools. They're not the big donors. There's a lot of grass that needs to be cut over here, but I think the school could, cut the school grass. You're trying to make it look like everywhere else. Maybe you have it scheduled next week. I don't know. Maybe Monday you'll cut it. I don't know. That can happen. It's just like when you go to buy something at the store and it's not there. It's like Monday. Satan will send you in on Saturday or Sunday and be like, "Ah, look, your food's not there." No, well, knowing it's going to be delivered on Monday. So again, that's a lot of what's going on. It's a lot of what I wouldn't say necessarily an illusion, but Satan's trying to shift your emotion. Again, criminal spycraft operators are part of that satanic operation. So homeless people need to be triaged, and you need to have several categories of where you put and how you put. In other words, if somebody needs cardiac care, you put them in a cardiac unit. If somebody needs to be stitched up, for surgery, you put them in the surgery. So again, the surgical unit. So housing unhoused people, the same thing. We have people that need different things along with being in a house situation. And some people, one of the most important things, and I realize this because, again, this is how it works on us. You're supposed to credit people where credit is earned. I say do. I do credit. You say do. DUE. You get it? I mean, they're nuts. That's the way their minds work. And that's how they use their status and their money to use that kind of weird stuff on people. So it's not real anyway, but they power it with Satan and their money and all that. So homeless people and unhoused people used to say, when I would leave, I'd say, well, I'm leaving. Oh, he goes, and they say things like, it wasn't that you fed me. It wasn't that you gave me money. It was you spoke to me like I was, whole again, essentially. So that's the part that you have to get control of. The re-socialization is what I call it, or what God called it, I guess. And that's what we're going to call it. So you got to re-socialize the homeless person into a housed community. So that's a big part of it. And remember, there are people going around attempting to make them unhoused because they're marked by Satan to be cursed and maybe even to be unhoused. I don't know how well they see in the anti. Well, because you're going to put them in a situation they're not comfortable with, and they're going to want to get away from it. But there are also people everywhere that are these freaks. Like that nurse got to the point of killing patients around here. And she, 10 years ago, they let her go. You know what? They may have let her go because she was part of the deep state, and the deep state was that far into power. And over the years, her deep state connection slipped. Somebody may have put her up to it. They may have been creating a murderer in a medical scenario that they could use when one of their victims came in. Maybe they were one of the victims, but maybe not. So she got off the hook for so long, and then some people picked it up and went, "Hey, wait a minute, what is she doing out there?" And I'm not into like locking everybody up and throwing away the key. I believe there's an answer before that happens, an answer before the crime occurs. And that's the problem. They're taking away all the answers before the crime occurs and then acting all ignorant. I mean, obviously, those people need to be re-socialized because they were abused, and a lot of times they're abused by law enforcement. They just can't wait till they're homeless to come around and rub it in and say, "Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha," 15 times. So again, that's the answer. Whether you're going to do it, I don't know. I'm just here to give you the answers. My life is drawing down, and I don't know when I'll leave, but you wasted my life, and you'll pay for that in hell, all of you. You prayed to God for answers, and God sends answers and people. Where do you think answers come from? Donald Trump? He used all my stuff to begin with, and he may not have known. I don't know, but that's what they used. My Republican Party platform, I gave them since about 2006, I guess, or 7 or something like that. Actually, it started to be the Democratic Party platform. And then I gave it to the Republican Party when they refused to protect me from the criminal spycraft operators and government and outside government. Now you've all earned that moniker, so I'll just put it out there. I'm not going to sit around and up all of you and take care of your lives while you screw me off. I know you think that's my place in life, like I'm doing penance somehow. Apparently, that's one of their stories they tell each other. They'll go to hell, man. I mean, that's real. Most people don't believe Christianity because most of the people in Christianity are the ones going to hell and saying everybody else is going to hell. That's why, because people have that gut feeling. They have that sixth sense. They see a little bit. Like, that can't be true. You made that up. Well, yeah, they did make it up. That's not what it says in the Bible. You're right, atheist. Not what it says in the Torah or the Bhagavad Gita or the Siddhi Guru. What is that? What's that woman doing? Stop. All right, I got to go shopping. Let me heal that person over there. That's why people don't believe religion, because it's not real. You all twisted it. Uh-oh. I don't know if you can hear me, because it was kind of weird. It was in between screens. So I don't know. You may not have heard me. Had a lot to say. Must have bumped it with my elbow. But that's a curse that does that. So again, the unhoused people need to be triaged. And I'll go through a couple stories maybe all over again when I come back. But I got to get in here to Sam's Club and buy some paper towels. Economy size. I'm sick of running out. Stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do.